Happy Movember, everybody. Triggered. Happy Movember, everybody. This is the month we remember men's issues. So everyone that was part of No Shave November, there's a Movember for the mustache, and so men will be growing mustaches, and I guess the transgendered and the gender fluid will put mascara on the fuzz they have, and we'll talk about testicular cancer and pseudo testicular cancer. You know, checking the golf balls in the sock that you wear. Check it for debris, because you know you don't want them, and make sure there's plenty of lubrication so they don't clack. On a serious note, though, we have a world that is very tolerant of a lot of people, and there's intolerance, and that's what I'm going to be speaking about today, is the intolerance of people, because on top of something else. Now let's say, because let's face it, it's a reality, folks. The millennials have come up with a coin phrase of this fluid, being gender fluid. Well, it's acceptable to just hop back and forth between genders, and it's a perfectly acceptable way of life in society. Well, it's trying to be. And then of course, within these people and in society, you have these people that they're just intolerant of intolerance. And so, since a phrase wanted to be coined and things wanted to say rainbow the world, I am going to formally announce that and I don't know maybe it's not a thing yet, or maybe it is, I don't know, but I often feel like a lot of different things, and since we're talking about feelings, we don't want to get anyone's feelings hurt. So, my feelings. I am fluid². Yes, because not only am I gender fluid, but I feel like I might be racial fluid, too. And you can't be intolerant of this. That's how I feel on the inside. So if I feel Mexican one day, then maybe I'll be Mexican one day, and I will dress up and put on my makeup, you know, just like the trans fluid, the gender fluid people, you know, if they're female starting off and they feel like a boy, they will, you know, put their hair back up underneath a hat and look all scruff and gruff. And if the boys that are gender fluid and feel like a woman, they'll put their makeup on, and it's perfectly acceptable, right? Yes. I mean, I'm going by your logic, millennials. I'm going by your logic here, because people have to think about our feelings and how we feel on the inside. So, and being fluid², if I feel black, like a black man one day, maybe I'll be a black man. You know? Maybe I'll be a black man. But with being fluid², I can just as easily feel like a black woman. Oh, no, you didn't. Alright? So don't you be going around here and act like you don't respect my feeling. Alright? So and you can't be intolerant of this because you made it a thing. This fluid thing. You gave it life. And with this life that you are either giving this new society, how everyone can just do what they want and feel how they want and just dress up how they want because of how they feel on the inside, whether they have genitals or not. And I know that's a big thing. Everyone's offended by if they're asked, well, do you have one or the other? And it's an offensive thing because it's making it sexual and it's a bad thing to bring that all into it, right? Okay, well, let's not. Let me ask the simple question of your Adam's apple. Has nothing to do with your, reproductive system. But your body don't lie. Do you have an Adam's apple? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore in this world. So I announce fluid². Feel free to be a man if you feel like a man, a woman if you feel like a woman, or any race that you feel like you feel inside. If maybe some people feel more Chinese than they do black, or maybe they feel more French than they do Native American, or maybe more Native American than they feel like they're Korean. Why not? It's a thing now, right? Well, now it is. Let's do it. Let's make it the thing. Let's coin this phrase, fluid². Because with all these snowflakes of the world getting together, a lot of snowflakes make a snowball. A rolling snowball makes a snowball effect. Eventually, that snowball gets huge enough, it can cause a lot of destruction. So let's snowball this. Let's just destroy the whole world. Let's just make this whole world completely nonsense. Because that's where it's going anyway, isn't it? Complete fucking nonsense. And I can understand if you feel a certain way or another, but don't be whining about it. Because that's not helping a cause. And going off how intolerant people are. Because let's face it, it really doesn't matter what you identify as. The world's going to treat you how it's going to treat you. And everyone wants to talk about this bias and this feminine bias and this feminine movement too. About how, because I saw another thing, and I'll bring this up because even you gender fluid, even you gender fluid kids out here, with if you identify, or trans, even if you identify as you're born female but you identify as a man, this is going to affect you too, because it has to do with tampons and pads, and this is something that you just cannot get around, which I don't know, blame God and science. I know you feel like a boy, but you bleed every month and you have boobs and you cry at sad movies and you like My Chemical Romance, but you just identify as a boy on I don't know what level. I don't know. And heaven forbid we ask. But yeah, the tax on tampons, because it's debated that it is a necessity item, that it shouldn't be taxed, much like food, bread and milk and stuff like this. Well, it's not a necessity item. That's why it is still taxed. That's why everything is taxed in New 5% tax. There's no extra tax on tampons. It is your local state tax, sales tax that is on your panties and bras and our pants and your pants and yoga pants and yoga mats and frappa latte cappuccino rainbow unicorny bullshit that you drink at Starbucks. There's tax on. You want to bitch about a $3 box of tampons having fucking 20 cents tax on it, but you won't bitch about a $20 latte. Pick and choose, people. Pick and choose your battles and stop with all this whiny, petty bullshit. Please.